Well, as the Indianapolis-based National Federation of State High School Associations marks its 100th year, it does so with the new executive director. Bill Benner has more in this week's Inside Indiana Sports. Bill?
Gary, thanks. And succeeding former Indiana High School Athletic Association Commissioner Bob Gardner, who retired as the NFHS head last year, is Carissa Niehoff, who comes to the Hoosier State after serving as the leader of high school athletics in Connecticut. And we are pleased to welcome Dr. Niehoff to the program and to the Hoosier State.
Thank you.
And what attracted you to this particular position?
Well, I was in the position of executive director of the Connecticut Association, and from the moment I got involved with the Federation work, I just fell in love with the mission to serve, the mission to educate and support education-based programs that help kids. 50 state associations plus DC 51 associations that you oversee and hundreds of thousands of student athletes. What kind of vision do you bring as the Federation moves forward? Well, I think like many other organizations, we are looking to collaborate to a greater extent with other sport organizations. And through that collaboration, continue to develop programming that's not just about the X's and O's of learning sport, but all of the other things that are important to development through sport, and the great outcomes that participation in sport and the performing arts, for that matter, can have on the growth and development of kids.
And Indianapolis has, again, with the NCAA located right next door to the Federation offices, USA Football, some of the NGBs that are here. So a good synergy that already exists here in Indianapolis.
Absolutely. There's a magic here in the city that I knew existed, but have come to appreciate so much. It's palpable. The corporate citizenship here and how that through sport unites people. This is the place to be if you are invested in sport and all the potential it has from a society perspective.
You said before we went on there, you'd like to see the Federation take a higher profile, more of a leadership role, and really be among those groups that can address the overall well-being of sport.
Absolutely. We serve through just our athletic participation survey, we're looking at over 8 million young people in almost 20,000 high schools. So we have a huge population of participants. And we kind of represent that middle ground between youth and then certainly if there's post-high school career opportunities as a participant or a coach or some other role, we're that bridge, that very important developmental bridge.
And for the vast majority, we forget that the high school athletic or performing arts experience, that's it. I mean, most of us don't go on to play in college or certainly not the pros.
That's right. That's right. You still look at 2 to 3%, depending on the year, that actually might continue into a college experience, and fewer than that, certainly with a scholarship to help them along.
Carissa, you recently co-authored a letter, and was with Bobby Cox here with the IIBTV, but with every commissioner throughout the United States, that was addressed to parents, and it was saying you need to ease off of officials, and because officials it's growing increasingly difficult to recruit officials.
Absolutely. The message really was, and the op-ed piece captured it as Cool It, and it was really addressing the negative parent or fan behavior that we see so often, and it makes its way into the media, and that just does a great disservice to the good work being done in our schools, in our programs where coaches are trying to work on sportsmanship, and there are many good parents and fans out there that all of that is undermined by horrible behavior, and the officials, it's a terrible environment for them to work in. So we're at a critical mass issue across all sports.
I think a federation did a study where officials last a year or two, and then they say, what the heck, I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah, well, the National Association of Sport Officials did an extensive study. Over 17,000 officials responded, and they described the worst experience for them is at the competitive youth level, and that's where those parents sort of cut their negative teeth, and then they become high school parents. And
that they're saying they don't want to participate as officials.
As we wrap up, the Federation celebrating its 100th year, and that will culminate here this June in Indianapolis with your centennial celebration. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we're thrilled to celebrate 100 years. We're going to be inviting our sports friends here in the city and outside of the city. We're inviting retired folks. We're really celebrating the journey that we've made in 100 years, the story of sport. Ironically, some of the challenges 100 years ago are the same challenges they are today, but we're making great progress, and all that sport has done for our society, we're going to celebrate.
Well, Carissa Niehoff, we welcome you to Indianapolis. We hope you have a long, productive stay here, and we'll be calling you a Hoosier before you know it.
I've got a lot of red in my wardrobe right now, so I'm getting there.
All right.
Yeah.
Carissa Niehoff, thank you for being with us. Gary, back to you.